Coming to you live from New York City. This is Barton George. I'm here with Ed Dumbill. Ed, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. So we're at the Hadoop World, and Ed, you are the GM and chair for Strata, O'Reilly's event. Can you just tell us a little bit about what that is?
Sure, it's basically a large conference centered around data science and big data and the role that's playing in tech and in business.
And so what is this year, is there going to be a particular focus? This is going to be your second one in the West, right? And your third one overall?
That's right, yeah. So we got started in February 2011, sellout crowd in Santa Clara, and we're going back to Santa Clara in February, expanding the content from 3 tracks up to 7 parallel tracks, and really adding some hard stuff in on Hadoop and some developer content in addition to stuff on analysis and business and IT.
What role does NoSQL play, did it play, and will it play this time?
I think people are looking to find the right solution, and NoSQL databases are an important part of a data setup. We're starting to understand where they're best used, which kind of solution people should go for. So for us, it's a case of telling the story about where you should use NoSQL solutions and kind of what the considerations are.
And so you didn't, before you said Hadoop wasn't, you said this year Hadoop's going to be part of it, or you're actually breaking it out as a separate session. If it wasn't a part of it, what was the big focus? It seems like these days Hadoop is synonymous with big data. So what were some of the things that were talked about previously?
Well, I think Hadoop's always part of our thinking, right? But to zero in on one solution for our first year wasn't the message we wanted to put across. What we wanted to put across was our sort of subtitle, which is making data work, that data should play a prime role in an organization, for competitive advantage, of creating new products for lowering costs, and to put the focus really not on the tool, but on the data, and take that kind of a view on what you're doing.
And if you switch the lens over to customers who are using big data, I know you write about big data for O'Reilly. Who are some of the customers in a couple of use cases you would say are doing a particularly good job of working with data, big, small, traditional, or otherwise?
That's a great question. I mean, obviously you're looking at a lot of the web companies where, that have got Hadoop off the ground. And I would say particularly web companies are the easiest case studies for things like Hadoop. But out into the broader spectrum, retail is actually pretty well-trodden path. You've got obviously the old case studies of Walmart, who could afford the technology back when it's big monster mainframes, but now there are more affordable solutions where smaller chains can really get value out of that data. And what's more, they can use it to get leverage with their suppliers at that point, because they know things that their suppliers don't, how well they do competitively against everybody else, which is a service they can bring back. So what we're seeing is data's not just about optimizing what you've got, but it enables new possibilities, enables businesses to step up a level in what they're providing back to their partners.
And then, to this idea that retail's coming on, et cetera, when do you think, if not this year, when do you think you'll be able to split it into verticals where you'll have enough content for, say, a finance track, a retail track, et cetera?
Yeah, I think a lot of that's geographical. A lot of it depends. I think retail certainly over the next year or two is something we'd like to focus on. But I'd like also to keep the focus as much on the commonalities as possible too. There's a lot of the same. One of the brilliant things about this industry and why data is such a big deal right now is because it isn't confined to a vertical. That's why you guys are here. It's why a lot of other people are here, because it's an across-the-board thing. We're not selling a marketing optimization solution for retail alone. There are lots of transferable parts of the puzzle. So I see that in Strata will have special interest groups forming that tackle some particular of the domain aspects, but there's a lot to get from concentrating on the commonality.
Okay, and then last but not least, what's the most thing you're most looking forward to or hoping to get out of this next Strata?
I'm just very excited that there is now a mature and growing vendor ecosystem. There are 2 things. One, there's some great new companies who are really improving Hadoop, improving the tooling, which I think is a wonderful sign. Second, people are hiring all over the shop. I'm just excited about really telling a more crystallized story as some of the dust clears, and we can look forward to repeatable models for making success out of new data assets.
Excellent. Ed Dumbill, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.